What is going on, Norwal Nation? I'm back again, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Seto Kaiba deck I have been playing with in the KC Cup, and it is very fun. I like it a lot, and I think it's a pretty good deck. It's been winning me a lot of games, and definitely worth checking out if you can build it. So, I'm running 3 Kaiba Mans, which if you don't know, the effect is you contribute this card and special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, and yes, that is the same turn. 3 Blue Dragon Summoners to fish out those blue eyes, 3 Kid Dragons to set, and then you can special summon a blue eyes once they're destroyed. 2 Super Rushes for protection against the middle-aged mechs deck, and actually I'm going to run 2 Econs as well, and I'm going to take out an impenetrable attack. So 2 Econs, 2 Mirror Walls, 1 Wall of Disruption, 1 Champion's Vigilance, and 1 Windstorm. I like running more Mirror Walls than Wall of Disruption right now because of the middle-aged mechs deck, where the monsters don't allow you to activate any traps during the battle phase. So all you do is you just toggle your switch on, and you just activate Mirror Wall before the battle phase begins. And Wall of Disruption, the problem with Wall of Disruption is that it can only be activated when the monster's attacking you. So that's the problem, and the skill I'm running is Beatdown. So I'm going to show you guys a couple replays that I got, and I think for sure this deck would be competitive. I think I only lost 1 game out of like 6 or 7, so that's pretty good. And the first replay we're going to have is against Bastion Misawa. Yeah, come on, thank you. Thank you for loading. That was scary there for a second. So this game was a pretty close game in the beginning. Definitely was a little worried, but then the draws came through and ended up winning the game. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be showing it to you. So, let's see how we start off here. And we started off with a Super Rush, 2 Blue Eyes, and a Kaiba Man. I was going first, and so I just ended my turn because I don't like putting out a Blue Eyes right on the field, because there's a lot of things that could happen. They could just Super Rush into it, and I'm basically hosed. So he hits me for 1,400 directly, and I'm not really sure what kind of deck he was playing. I guess it's called a Catapult Turtle, because he does summon a Catapult Turtle at one point, and he uses it to do some chip damage on me. So not really sure exactly what the name of it is, but I'm just going to call it Catapult Turtle. So his Chaos Hunter's effect goes off, which was he can discard 1 card every time a monster is special summoned on his opponent's side of the field. He can discard a card from his hand and then special summon his Chaos Hunter. So he does that. He discards a Windstorm and summons his Chaos Hunter. He econs me, so I cannot kill it right away. And then Catapult Turtle comes out, and he hits me for 1,250. This is what I was talking about earlier. So at this point, I'm just going to go in with the other Kaiba Man and get another Blue Eyes on the field. He's lucky he switched his Aurora Wing to defense mode, otherwise this would be game right here. Hit him with the Beatdown 1 time, and do 2,400 attack to his Catapult Turtle. Aurora Wings effect pops, and that ended up not being good for us because he drew an Econ. So he decides to Econ take my Blue Eyes and run them into each other, but luckily we have a Super Rush, and I have to kill my own Blue Eyes. I know, it was very sad. So, killed my own Blue Eyes, and it's basically game at this point because his other card in his hand is the legendary Ocean Field spell, so he had nothing to stop it, and that was the first replay that I have for you guys. And that was about level 13 or 14 in the KC Cup, and I found it very, very interesting. I still honestly don't know what deck he was running, but it seems like it could be a good deck, depending on how you play it. I'm not too sure if he should have gotten rid of his Windstorm, because he might have been able to stall a little more, but you know, whatever floats your goat, I guess. So this dual replay, we're going against Yugioh, and he's running a 23 card deck. We open up Kinmodo, Blue Eyes, and Kaiba Man, and an Econ. So I'm just going to play it safe. I set the Kinmodo, and I set the Econ. Very rarely do I go out turn 1 into a Blue Eyes. And this card effect is he can flip over my back row, any back row, and see what it is. And then he de-spells it. So I don't know what deck he was running, but this one was interesting as well. I end up econing it because I don't want him attacking enemy just yet. I want to attack him on my terms. I summon Blue Dragon Summoner instead of Blue Eyes because I want to be able to get the search off if he does end up killing my Blue Dragon Summoner, which he does. Because deck thinning is deck winning, ladies and gentlemen. Just always remember that. So I get the search off, get another Blue Eyes. I got the classic Blue Eyes, of course. I set my Wall of D, and I activate Kaibaman's effect, put him out on the field, and I'm going to end up destroying his little monster there, his little 1850 monster. And do 1450 damage to him. And let's see what he does. So he tributes to the Doomed, my Blue Eyes. He drops a magical arm shield. He tries to de-spell my back row again. And I'm not too sure why. But I end up wall of disrupting his Heavy Knight, so he's a little weaker. So I can do more attack damage to him when my Blue Eyes is on the field. And so Blue Eyes is here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to fear. Blue Eyes is here. So I pick up the perfect card. I needed a Blue Dragon Summoner to win game this turn, and picked it up off the top deck, and there's your game. Yugioh never saw it coming. Never knew what was going on. So the next duel replay I will be showing you is a Seto Kaiba versus Seto Kaiba replay, and he was running basically the same deck as me, except he didn't have, I think, as many Kenmotos or as many Kaibaman, and he was using Vanguard. So this was an interesting variation of the deck that I was running. I might try and run it here soon because it did hold its own, and I think if he did not have 29 cards, he might have won. I ended up with a Champion's Vigilance, a Kaibaman, a Kenmoto, and a Wall of Disruption. So I just end my turn because there's literally nothing I can do. He summons his Vanguard, activates his effect, and he does 2,000 life points of damage to me. So now I'm getting kind of worried. I'm really needed to draw something, and a Kenmoto was not something that I wanted to draw. I needed a Blue Eyes or a Blue Dragon Summoner, so I decided to Wall of Disrupt them. And I realized that this was a mistake for not setting Kaibaman, because he could have actually attacked over my Kenmoto, but since he was worried about a Blue Eyes in my hand, he ended up not doing it, and he ended up flipping all of his monsters to defense position. So I'm guessing he's assuming that I have a Blue Eyes in my hand, which is good for me. However, he had one off the top deck, and he ends up being able to tribute and get his Blue Eyes on the field. However, Super Rush Headlong comes in clutch for me, and Light is the attribute you want to select, and I did it. So there's that, and I finally draw my Blue Eyes, got my Kaibaman, flipped him. I get my own Blue Eyes on the field, and there we go. Activate the beatdown, and he's got his own Kenmoto, so at this point I'm like, okay, we're going to have Blue Eyes versus Blue Eyes, and I'm not too worried because I have Super Rush on my side again, but he summons a What-Tail Dragon. What-Tail Dragon. So I guess he didn't have a Blue Eyes, and he tries to Mask of the Accursed my Blue Eyes. However, I say, no sir, and Champion's Vigilance that right away. I did not want my Blue Eyes to be locked down. And he ends up not attacking my Kenmoto for fear that I have another Blue Eyes in my hand. So I just ended up going beat down, and I was going to Super Rush his What-Tail Dragon with my Blue Dragon Summoner. However, he has a Windstorm, and so now I'm kind of worried because if he decides to attack into my Kenmoto with another monster that was not that would not have been protected by Super Rush, he could have done a lot of life points worth of damage and maybe even won the game right there, but he doesn't. I end up flipping Kenmoto back. I beat down again. I attack with Blue Dragon Summoner. He has a Totem Dragon set, so I'm kind of worried if he draws a Blue Eyes. And he has Golden Apples. I wasn't even thinking about Golden Apples at this point in the game. I didn't even think this deck ran Golden Apples. And this is definitely not good because he can get over my Blue Eyes, and now he can get over my Blue Dragon Summoner. But the good thing is about all this is that I can search out a Blue Eyes. So I get my Blue Eyes from the search from Blue Dragon Summoner, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this Golden Apples token. And so I just set 2 Kinmotos, so either one he attacks, I will get a Blue Eyes on the field. So I end up activating that effect, and I get Blue Eyes on the field. I summon him in attack mode because I do have the Mirror Wall. He attacks right into it. He fell for it, I guess you could say, and I end up getting the Malice token off the field. I do not pay for Mirror Wall because, well, I can't, and I drew another Mirror Wall. So that was pretty lucky. And I beat down. I want to do the most damage to this card, and I'm pretty sure that the 1800 can get over that card. So he activates his Totem Dragon, and he sets a card. So at this point, I draw another Blue Eyes, and I'm thinking that he probably has Wall of Disruption right here in his back row. So I end up tributing both Blue Dragon Summoner and Kinmoto off for another Blue Eyes. So Wall of Disruption does not do as much damage to me. So if I would not have tributed Blue Dragon Summoner and Kinmoto off, my Blue Eyes would have gotten dropped down to 2600, or my Blue Eyes would have gotten dropped down to 600. I would have only been able to do 200 worth of damage to the Totem Dragon, and both my Blue Dragon Summoner and Kinmoto would have been at 0 attack. So my Blue Dragon Summoner would have been in attack mode, and he could have just drawn any monster essentially and just won the game right there. So tributing off both the Blue Dragon Summoner and Kinmoto was the best play right there to avoid the Wall of Disruption because I still did lethal. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.